Hey, everybody, it's Eddie from Tokyo. This is your cryptocurrency update from Japan. And when I say unicorn company, what do you think of? Well, you should think of a privately held company valued at over $1 billion. And this is the Hurun Global Unicorn List of 2019. It was just published. It found 494 unicorns in the world. Ripple made the list at 50. China leads with 206 versus the United States at 203. The two countries combined actually make up 83% of the total. Now, if we go to some of the details here, you know I love these kinds of stats. By country, we have China, followed by the United States, and then India, UK, Germany, Israel, South Korea, Indonesia, and France and Brazil are tied at the 8th position. By cities, we have Beijing, San Francisco, Shanghai, New York, Hangzhou, Shenzhen, which is the Silicon Valley of China, just across from Hong Kong, Nanjing, and Palo Alto, where I went to high school. So in addition to all of these wonderful stats, we know that Sequoia Capital is the most successful investor into unicorns. They, according to Crunchbase, have actually made 1,272 investments into companies, 414 of which they have led that financing, and they've made 263 exits thus far. They are one of the oldest VCs in Silicon Valley. They're located in Menlo Park, just up the road from Palo Alto. They have been there since 1972. If we take all the unicorns combined, they will value a total of $1.7 trillion. It's a lot of startups, I'll tell you. Okay, this is sticking with China a little bit, because in the 18th collective study of the Political Bureau of the Central Committee, Xi Jinping emphasized today the use of blockchain as an important breakthrough for independent innovation of core technologies, and accelerated the development of blockchain technology and industrial innovation. Basically, he is all in on blockchain, and he has embraced it and really pushing the adoption. Just a couple of hours ago, Pomp tweeted on this particular news release and said that the Chinese president just publicly supported China going all in on blockchain technology across their economy. This will be the space race of our generation. Interesting, huh? America has to embrace the technology, including Bitcoin, or we risk being left behind. I like that, Pomp. I think it was a very good tweet. And Navin Gupta, he has been interviewed by CNBC. Yeah, I just love this, this guy. He's been so busy this year in the region that we call the GCC. That is the Gulf Cooperation Council area that includes the United Arab Emirates, Bahrain, Kuwait, Oman, Qatar, and Saudi Arabia. He has done a lot of deals in this part of the world. He says that there is great business opportunity in the Middle East, and Ripple is here to make that change. The use case that he speaks of is much more important. And in regards to Libra, he thinks that people are actually, the customers are going to ultimately have the choice and will make the choice who they use. Well, Ripple is changing the plumbing, and they are making it available for the banks to be instant, error-free, and transparent. And he did talk about XRP in this 3-minute interview. Yes, he mentions the liquidity on demand because it is a much better and cheaper service for the banks. So I think we should all say thank you very much, Navin, for having a good year so far. Corey, yeah, another Ripple employee, ex-Ripple employee, but I think he still is following the space closely, and I think he has warm feelings for the XRP army, because he gives everyone a hint that we seriously need to watch this Bloomberg business television show called What'd You Miss, because he believes it is really doing a bang-up job covering the space. So I'll put a link to it in the description below. And talk about covering the space. I did tell about this channel, maybe it was about a month ago. It's called On the Chain, and I am one of the many contributors. It's a growing list of contributors. As a matter of fact, let me just kind of take you down here. These are just great people doing really good work. We need to say welcome to Eagle, because just in the last about 36 hours, he has joined the group of contributors, and I do talk to him on occasion. I just love this guy, and I think he's going to do a really great job. So I'd love for you to support this channel. Everybody's working very hard. I made my first contribution today. I talk a little bit about the FUD that occurred starting back in 2015 to today in regards to XRP and Ripple, and gave a very heartfelt tribute to Hodor, who I so admire and miss his blogs. Now, I know he's coming back in a new form, and we are not totally losing him, but already I do miss his writing. Okay, this is the actual On the Chain channel, and I'll put a link to it in the description below. Give me a comment and tell me what you think of the channel. Okay, this is very interesting, especially for those who love to do research, because there is a lot of nuggets in this particular speech by Denis Beau. He's the deputy governor of the Bank of France. He gave this speech on October 15th, 2019, and he does say that DLT, the distributed ledger technology, can help answer the market needs and demands. Now, he goes through some of the possibilities of what they could do in regards to the role of crypto assets in the payment system. They could decide to ignore it, or they could ban it. But what he is hoping for, or the preferred way he wants to see Europe and France go, is to take the potential to change the payment services market and to establish appropriate regulations that make it possible to reconcile the risk and preserve the potential technological innovations offered by crypto assets. So I see a green light and 2 thumbs up for using crypto assets and the payment system. The work, he says, that's currently underway by the G7 is important and promising. And there is a new report that came out just this October from the G7. It is a working group on stablecoins. They investigated the impact of global stablecoins. This is 37 pages of some really interesting things to talk about. The global stablecoins should support competition and interoperability with other payment systems. I thought that was very significant. And listen to this. This is really something I didn't know. Just under 80% of central banks do not have the legal authority to issue a central bank digital currency, or are uncertain if they do. This is according to Christian Barottini. He is with the European Central Bank, and Henry Holden with the BIS. How interesting is that? And should you really be one to do rabbit hole research, you have the names of the people in the working group. This is a hidden treasure for research. Again, I will put this down in the description below. Okay, everybody. Yeah, wow, we are jumping to the fluff already. And this is, well, when I went to the US, I visited Sedona, as I often do. It's the time of year where the fall colors just spectacular. And it is one of those power spots. Not that I really feel like I can feel the power of Sedona. Maybe the power through the beauty, yes. But there are also many power spots in Japan. And I thought I would talk about the most beautiful power spot here. And it is in the island that is just south of the Kyushu island, called Yakushima. And you can get there from Tokyo different ways. You can fly, which only takes you about an hour, or you can take the bullet train, which is called the Shinkansen, and that will take you, it's a little bit far by Shinkansen, let's see, 5 hours. There's even an express bus, 14 hours. That doesn't sound so well. Maybe if you want to see the country, yeah, I guess by window side, yeah, maybe that is a way to go. And then once you get down here, you can take a jet foil, a ferry, or a plane to this island, which is really, really special. Let me show you here. It is covered in green moss forest, and it also has some really well-maintained, amazing trails throughout the island. And the special thing about it, not only do you have a lot of photo ops with the beautiful waterfalls and creeks and streams, but there are also monkeys and deer on this island. Most famous, though, I have to say, are the trees. They have 3,000-year-old cedars, and they are mostly in the higher region, about 1,000 meters high, so what, 3,000 feet above sea level. And one of the oldest trees is known as Jomon Sugi. They estimate it at 7,000 years old. It's 83 feet high, 54 feet in circumference. This picture was taken just this last July. But there's one thing I would really want to see if I go, and that's the turtles. The turtles will visit the island. Actually, the females visit the island between May and August, and they return to where they were born 25 to 30 years previously. And they lay about 100 to 125 eggs, and then 45 to 70 days later, these little cuties are all over the beach, and they then enter the water, and it is said by the estimations that only 1 in 5,000 return. Wow. So there are many places to stay. This is one that overlooks the ocean. I think it looks just perfect, don't you? All right, everybody, do take care. Sayonara for now. Bye-bye.